Okay, so excuse the messy room. I have to do laundry. That's why there's a pile of fucking dirty laundry over there. Um, so as you can see, I've moved some shit around. There's no TV there. I'll get to that in a second. So this is my Sony Blu-Ray player, which, as I've discussed before, can actually upgrade uh, the resolution to 4K and upgrade the bit depth up to 16-bit. So if, for example, right now I have a projector that can do 1080p, I could do 16-bit 1080p color depth on that, which is going to make HDR look like shit, because the problem with a lot of TVs is the bit depth at most is 10-bit, which is what this projector claims to be, but that's not actually the case. I'll talk about that in a second. Um, and that seems to be a thing, is a lot of projectors actually have a higher bit depth than what they claim they do. Um, but the only way you're getting above 10-bit is really with the projector. Um, so Dolby Vision, for example, needs 12 bits and 10,000 nits. Um, the 10,000 nits you're not going to be able to do unless you have like a really high-end large venue projector, but the 10-bit, 12-bit depth you need for Dolby Vision, you can definitely do 12 bits on a projector. Um, so my Chromecast right there, I actually have that set to 1080p 12-bit right now. Um, so my room's kind of a mess because I had to put the bed this way instead of that way against this wall like it was before. That was over there. That nightstand was right there. I'm going to have to get a different bed frame so I can set this projector up where it needs to be without this terrible bedroom layout. But if we turn the lights off, there we go. So it's hard to read on the screen I'm looking at right now on my phone. So that says the resolution I have it set to is 1680 by 1050, which is a 16 by 10 format. So it's taller than a 16 by 9. And you can do 1080p, even though this is a 1280 by 800 native projector. So you can do 1080p at 60 frames per second. I've already tested that. Right now I'm just going through and calibrating it as best as possible. But I don't know if you can see that last part there. The color depth on this is 24 bits. So that's actually fantastic, because I've noticed with this projector, even though it's a native 1280 by 800, I think the resolution is, I can actually check right now. So if I go down to settings, I have this plugged into my laptop right now. And I have my laptop screen turned off, so I'm doing everything through the projector. So if we go, as you can see, that's turned off. Yeah, 1280 by 800 is the recommended, because that is native, but I can do 16 by 9. This is the closest to 1080p I can do without sacrificing the 16 by 10 aspect ratio. So 1680 by 1050 is the highest resolution you can go for 16 by 10. The difference between this and my 55-inch 4K TV that I bought, that I replaced this with, it is a little less sharp, and that is the only difference between this and the 4K TV, is the sharpness is a little bit better on my Scepter 55-inch 4K TV. And again, that's probably because this is just blown up to such a massive size. If I read the manual for this projector, it's only supposed to go up to 80. That's what they recommend, but I have this right now in this 16 by 10 configuration. This is a 97-inch screen, so this is 17 inches larger than what they recommend. This is really the biggest I can throw on this wall, too. But the great thing about 16 by 10 projectors is if you have old content that's in 4 by 3, it's going to give you a bigger screen, as opposed to if you have a native 16 by 9 projector. So if you do watch old content, or if you have a GameCube or a PS2, sorry you can't see shit because the light's off. If you have a GameCube or a PS2, it's better to get a 16:10 projector because you are going to get a larger screen with the height of the 16:10 as opposed to 16:9. If I remember correctly, because I just looked it up, if I had a native 16:9 projector, that would give me a 77-inch display on a 16:9 if I was using 4:3, whereas it's like 83, I think, something. It's quite a significant increase in screen size in 4:3. If you're doing 16:9 content or 2:1, which is what most movies are filmed in, you're not going to see a difference between 16:9 and 16:10, so there's really no difference there. But if you do watch a lot of older movies or TV shows that are in 4:3, if you have a GameCube, which is actually in 3:2, which is a little wider than 4:3, not quite 4:3, or if you have a PS2, which I believe is 4:3, I don't know, or anything older, like a Super Nintendo or Sega Genesis, you're going to have a better time with a 16:10 because of that taller screen. I am going to have to custom make a screen because, all the gray screens are very expensive, well beyond my price point of what I can afford. Whereas I can make one for under $200. And what I'm going to end up doing is I'm going to get like poster board or some shit and just duct tape that together and put a felt band around it so I can use Velcro adhesive to stick it to the wall so I don't have to drill anything. And I'll do that probably next year because I have to save up for it. Next month I have to get a new bed frame that's going to cost me like under $200. So yeah, this is my new setup. I will be posting another video updating, showing off gaming on this projector. But yeah, it's not that bright, but without the lights on, it's fantastic. I mean, the blacks are, even on this kind of textured plaster wall with defects, it looks great. The only problem is it's a little cockeyed, and that's because I can't put the projector this way enough to where it needs to be, because this bed is about as far as you can get close to the door, which is why this bed frame sucks. So that's just a quick update on my current setup, and I will update you guys with gaming on a giant projector, and I'll go from there. And I'll also look up what the exact difference is for 4:3 content for the next video. Alright, till then, see you guys.